Once upon a time, there was a man who was very down on his luck. He had lost his job, his house, and his family. He was feeling hopeless and alone. One day, he decided to go for a walk in the woods to clear his head. As he was walking, he came to a clearing. In the middle of the clearing was a large oak tree. The man sat down under the tree and began to cry. He cried for hours, until he had no tears left. When he was finished crying, he looked up at the sky and said, "God, why are you doing this to me? I don't understand why I have to suffer so much." The man waited for a response, but there was none. He sighed and stood up to leave. But before he could take a step, he heard a voice. "I am here," the voice said. The man turned around and saw an old man standing behind him. The old man had a long white beard and kind eyes. "Who are you?" the man asked. "I am God," the old man replied. The man was shocked. He couldn't believe that God was actually standing right in front of him. "But why are you here?" the man asked. "Why have you let me suffer so much?" God smiled. "I have not let you suffer," he said. "I have been with you through every step of the way. I have helped you through every challenge that you have faced. And I will continue to help you, until the very end." The man didn't understand. "But how can you say that?" he asked. "I have lost everything. I am nothing." God shook his head. "You are wrong," he said. "You are everything to me. You are my precious child. And I love you more than you can ever imagine." The man's eyes filled with tears. "I love you too, God," he said. God smiled again. "Then you must trust me," he said. "Trust that I have a plan for your life. Trust that I will lead you to where you are meant to be. And trust that I will never leave you or forsake you." The man nodded. "I trust you, God," he said. God smiled one last time, and then he disappeared. The man stood there for a long time, just thinking about what God had said. He realized that God had been right. He had been with him through every step of the way. And he would continue to help him, until the very end. The man felt a sense of peace and hope that he hadn't felt in a long time. He knew that God loved him and that he had a plan for his life. He decided to trust God and to follow his lead. The man went on to live a long and happy life. He never forgot the day that he had a conversation with God. And he was always grateful for the love and support that God had given him. Moral of the story: even in the darkest of times, God is always with us. He loves us unconditionally and has a plan for our lives. We must trust Him and follow His lead.